that noise you're hearing, that was my heart at 54 beats per minute when I was healthy. And this is it now at 100 beats per minute. All right, so before I talk about decisions, meds, or what comes next, I want to say this clearly. BMI is not my identity. It doesn't define my worth, but it definitely is a signal. So BMI doesn't tell the whole story. It doesn't know my background. It doesn't know my injury or that I used to be very athletic, but it does tell me that my body has been carrying a lot more load than it should for a while. And for me, the bigger issue isn't the number on the scale, it's what's been changing underneath. My resting heart rate used to sit at around 55 beats per minute when I was training regularly. Now it's closer to the 60s, sometimes 70s. And that didn't happen overnight. It happened slowly, after injury, after stopping cardio, after my sleep got significantly worse. I've also been told that I have fat around my liver from my doctors, and most recently I got a scan where they even measured, I guess, the stiffness of it, and it was pretty stiff. So that's not rare, it's not dramatic, but it is something that escalates if you ignore it. So this 208, it isn't here for shock value, it's here for honesty. I'm sharing this because I don't want this to be a series about trends, shortcuts, or after the fact success. I want there to be a clear foundation, a clear baseline. Everything that comes next builds from here. And if things improve, you'll know exactly where they started. And if things get hard, this is the moment I choose to stop pretending they weren't. So I kind of do this for accountability, and also really I know myself, I have a good sense of willpower too, being a former athlete. But also having a busy life now, and now in my 40s, I realize that other factors come into play, and I try to be a little bit more realistic, and so that I share this with everyone that I'm gonna have setbacks. I'm probably gonna go up, I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna go up and down. I may fail in this endeavor ultimately, but the whole point is to try to share what I can during my journey of this. And hopefully along the way, somebody can, learn from this. Maybe they make less mistakes than I've made. Maybe they're able to find a better way to do this. And so that is my intention of, starting this journey. And in this episode too, we go into the numbers to kind of start that baseline. So I was gonna just check my status because I know my doctor told me that he submitted a new, I guess, request for authorization because I got denied a couple times before. But I just got my sleep study results a couple weeks ago, and I have sleep apnea, which is one of the requirements to be prescribed Zepbound. And so I do have moderate sleep apnea. And so now I definitely should check all the boxes to qualify for this medication coverage. So just wanted to get an update on that. You guys left a voicemail. Yeah. Yep. Oh, why is that? Oh, the doctor didn't send it? Oh my God. Oh God. So you guys don't have it, right? So you guys don't even see that I have sleep apnea. Sure, no, I appreciate it. Oh my God, I didn't know that. Okay, so that's on my doc. That's on my doctor. He should have included that, right? Okay. Okay, so then I'm gonna call my doctor then, and thank you for like kind of walking me through the process. So it sounds like my doctor didn't do his due diligence and submit what was necessary. So I'll follow up with him, and then I'm sure I guess he'll probably submit another authorization request, right? That's how it works, I guess? Mm. Right. Okay, and how long does that process usually last? It's quick, right? It's not too long, I imagine. Okay. Oh, that's not even bad. I've been waiting like 2.5 months, so I guess it's not that terrible. Okay. Okay. And just from looking at, because I don't know what he submitted, but based on like what he submitted, it sounds like he left the most important thing out, right? Which was the sleep study result, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, perfect. I really appreciate you kind of walking me down that because, my doctor's been a little lazy on like getting this stuff in. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. This gives me a little bit more information so I don't have to like, keep, you guys don't have to keep getting these denials coming through. But no, that's everything. Thank you. I'm really grateful for you walking me through this. No, that's it. I'm just gonna follow up with my doctor, and I took some notes that they just need to be more thorough and include all this, and also talk to the sleep study folks and to get more information, right? That they can just help the case, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a good day. You too. Thank you. Bye bye. I did get my blood work this week. I got it back. I reviewed it with the doctor, and there were some wins. Cholesterol's down, blood sugar down, health markers all moving in the right direction. The one thing though, also my vitamin D was improving, my deficiency, which the vitamins help. I've been taking once a week. But there was also a wake up call. my liver levels did not go down. If anything, they kind of went up a little bit, which was concerning because just started going down a rabbit hole last night of trying to figure out what have I done, what was I doing, what habit or maybe something that I was started eating or taking was affecting my liver score so that it actually got worse, but all my other health markers got better. So it's interesting because like I took 3 steps forward and then one giant step back. Um, so I went down this rabbit hole and last night and basically just went into my spreadsheets and just started really. I asked myself what is leading me so that my liver is not recovering, and I was just thinking, remembering what I did, and it hit me like all these anecdotal things aren't going to really help me get to the core of what is the issue. The real thing here is I probably need to track what I'm eating, like be more earnest, be more data driven, so that I can actually see what particular thing I'm doing that is kind of throwing me off. And if maybe even so, like if it doesn't show anything, it shows that it's something else. It's not my own habit that's leading me to this. It's something else internally that could be messing me up. So, needless to say, I spent like a couple hours drafting a comprehensive spreadsheet that like took in all my meals, my exercises, my labs, my weight. Um, I was thinking of even doing like a little app with a dash. I was going to use Base 44, one of those like AI ones that help you build it with no coding experience. But I decided to just do it through spreadsheets. I think let me capture the data first. Let me look at it. It keeps me honest in that sense, where I have to literally enter everything. So I have like ten sheets, one master one, and I was able to just create forms for each one so that I can just keep them separate. So if it's time to eat, I pull up my meal sheet, and instead of going through spreadsheets, I put it as a form. I just type it in real quick. It takes 2 minutes, a minute at most. So just trying to measure how many calories am I eating late? Is it my sugar? What is exactly that's kind of throwing me off and not really helping me get back on track? So that was like a big wake up call for me. I think one thing that I did change for sure was my intake in creatine, which is a supplement for recovery, adding a little bit more water to your muscles. Um, that may be it. Maybe my water intake isn't high enough because I know that requires to drink even more so. So I am a little lax just alone on water. Um, but I don't think it's that. But either way, like I'm taking note. I'm noting when I'm taking creatine as well. I mean, stress has always been high. January was the most absurdly stressful month I've come across. I was away for work for a week. My daughter was sick. My wife was sick. I got sick. It was deadlines, closing out my 2025 year for my performance at my work. So, a lot of things were leading up to, maybe January not being the healthiest month for me. And that maybe might have skewed numbers, but the liver thing really is the thing that sticks out. And so I'm choosing to respond with intention instead of panic. And so one of the big things I decided to do at this point was like, even though my schedule is tight, I have a few days maybe I can work remote that I can manage. Fortunately, until that changes, because that's not always certain. But in the meantime, I need to act now. I need to act quick. And so I've decided to join a gym. I joined a gym in the neighboring town. Started yesterday actually with my first workout. Worked out for about 50 minutes or so. Really started with just like a treadmill uphill 10% grade. Just walking gingerly. I don't think I did more than 3 miles an hour, maybe two, just to get a warm up, build a little bit of sweat, get the blood pumping, get my knees and joints kind of used to again that kind of movement. And that was pretty well. So I did that, and then I really just focused in on a ACL rehab type of workout. I don't really want to push it if my knee's not there. So I just did, like leg extensions, hamstring curls, leg hamstring curls. I also did leg press, nothing crazy with the weight, kept it manageable. And kind of, started doing also like a not a barbell squat, a kettlebell squat as well. Kind of work a little bit of those independent muscles. I'm supposed to be doing a little bit more hamstring focused exercises, so maybe some kind of like Romanian deadlift or something to help strengthen my hamstring to really power my ACL. But yeah, it was a good like 50-minute workout. Felt really good. Actually burned roughly 400 calories. Ended up tracking it on my Garmin watch. My Oura ring as well was pretty good with that. My sleep has slightly improved. I've been more intentional about not staying up that late, kind of cutting down on some of my habits and hobbies that I like to do. So, yeah, I think I just wanted to come back with that big update that, sometimes when you're doing everything right, it's not always going to pan out, right? Right away, at least. And it's good to always do that temperature check, to do that check, to see, just because you're doing everything right doesn't always mean that, you're good, that results are always going to come through. And case in point with me, I was taking those proactive steps, but really now I'm pushing myself. The one missing piece to really helping me get healthier was the exercise. And the reason why I didn't do it was because, scheduling was a little tight, sick as well all of like last month. Knee's still not in the best of shape, but that's not an excuse. I'm gonna push myself back. I hope to go today as well, burn maybe a couple hundred calories, keep that momentum going. I would love to just do three sessions a week at least throughout the week. Definitely on the weekends to get that going. And yeah, and tracking my numbers. I probably do need to get my scale out and charge it, but or I can do it at the gym. But yeah, I just want to be more intentional and just share that update that these kinds of things happen. I'm still pending on the study. My GLP-1 still hasn't been approved. I'm still in the battle with with the insurance company, even though, I have sleep apnea, I have all the markers to qualify. I honestly feel like now with all these fronts of, that I'm trying to tackle this liver sickness, hopefully I'll get better. But I just wanted to share that quick update. Thank you all for following along and stay tuned. Hopefully I'll share more notes, progress, and journeys.